the Human Code Manifesto. Why you were architecturally exhausted. Deciphering the Human Code. The error message. Systemic Bioenergetic Collapse. You are not just tired. Fatigue is a generic, low-resolution term used by those who don't understand the underlying mechanics of energy. What you are experiencing is a systemic bioenergetic collapse. You've done what you were supposed to do. You've optimized for production. You've pushed through the cortisol spikes, and you've treated your body as a secondary tool of peripheral device to your ambition. But now, your heart is failing. The coffee no longer works because your adenosine receptors are saturated. In a healthy system, adenosine builds up during the day to signal the need for sleep. Caffeine doesn't give you energy. It simply blocks the A_1 and A_2A receptors, preventing the low battery signal from reaching your brain. But you've overridden this signal for so long that your receptors have upregulated. You are now running on a borrowed energy debt with a high interest rate. Your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, are leaking. When mitochondria are stressed, they stop producing ATP adenosine triphosphate and start producing ROS reactive oxygen species. This is the biological equivalent of a power plant leaking toxic waste instead of generating electricity. You feel a hollow exhaustion that rest cannot fix because your charging port is broken. This isn't a sign of that. Today, we stop pushing through and start decoding. Welcome to Human Code. If you are looking for generic motivational quotes, you are in the wrong place. We are here for the 1% who view their biology as a high-performance machine that requires precise engineering. Subscribe and join the collective. The code is biological. Mastery is yours. 2. The myth of normal and the high allostatic load. The modern world has socialized us to believe that chronic depletion is a prerequisite for success. We've been taught to ignore the biological feedback loops, the subtle signals of cellular inflammation, the morning brain fog, and the metabolic slowing. We call this adulthood. Science calls it high allostatic load. Allostatic load is the cumulative wear and tear on the body from chronic stress. It is the mathematical sum of every unresolved stressor in your life. When you ignore your body's language, you aren't being tough. You are being inefficient. Your body isn't failing you. It is surviving you. It's operating in a permanent state of emergency. It's diverting energy from long-term repair, autophagy, to short-term survival, the fight or flight response. When the HPA axis, hypothalamic pituitary zone, is constantly triggered, your body assumes you are being hunted by a predator 24/7. In this state, the maintenance apps of your biology, deep sleep, hormonal synthesis, and immune surveillance are forced into the background. Your body doesn't care about your 10-year longevity goals if it thinks you will and survive the next 10 minutes. 3. When you have too many unresolved tasks running in the background, chronic low-grade inflammation, undiagnosed food sensitivities, and blue light toxicity, the processor begins to overheat. The battery drains faster, not because the hardware is old, but because the background processes are consuming 90% of your power. The glymphatic wash. You sleep, but you do unenter the glymphatic wash, the nightly garbage collection routine, where your brain flushes out metabolic waste like amyloid beta. Without this, your cache stays full, leading to cognitive lag. Nutrient intensity versus caloric input. You eat, but you don't achieve nutrient density. You are overfed, but cellularly starved, giving your system dirty fuel that clogs the injectors. It's a sympathetic loop. You breathe, but you never exit the sympathetic nervous system. Your heart rate variability, HRV, is low, meaning your engine has lost its ability to shift gears between high performance and deep recovery. You are operating in safe mode, wondering why you can't access your peak performance features. 4. Pillar 1. Metabolic. Sovereignty fuel logic. Most high performers are sugar burners. They are tethered to the glucose roller coaster. Every time you have a glucose spike, your pancreas must secrete insulin to clear the toxin from your blood. This is not just a health issue, it's is a focus issue. Every spike is followed by a crash. That 3 p.m. brain fog. That's a kernel panic in your metabolic OS. To achieve metabolic sovereignty, you must train your body to be metabolically flexible. This means your system can switch seamlessly between burning glucose and burning stored adipose tissue fat. We use data, not guesses. By implementing continuous glucose monitors, CGM, we can see in real time how your code responds to specific inputs. We move from dieting to glycemic engineering. We optimize the HbA1c levels and drive down fasting insulin, ensuring that your cells remain sensitive to the signals of energy. Pillar 2. Circadian architecture, timing the code. Your body has an internal clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN. Every organ in your body has a peripheral clock. When these clocks are desynchronized, you are essentially living in a state of permanent jet lag. The modern environment is an exploit on this system. Blue light at 11 p.m. tells your brain it is midday, suppressed melatonin production and halting the repair of your DNA. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone, it is the most powerful antioxidant in your brain's arsenal. Circadian architecture is about realigning your biology with the planet's light-dark cycle. The morning input, using lux intensity light to set the cortisol curve. The thermal trigger, utilizing cold and heat to signal the body to shift between metabolic states. The digital firewall, using physical and digital filters to protect the sleep architecture from the predatory design of glowing screens. By every app, every notification, and every fast food piece of information is a code injection, designed to bypass your prefrontal cortex and trigger your primal reward systems. This leads to frontal lobe thinning, a literal degradation of the part of your brain responsible for deep work, strategy, and impulse control. You feel scattered because your attention equity has been sold to the highest bidder. Neurological shielding is the process of building a firewall around your focus. We use protocols to reset your dopamine baseline. We don't just manage time, we manage neurochemical resources. We optimize the balance between acetylcholine focus, dopamine drive, and GABA.com, creating a state of fluid intelligence where high-stakes decisions feel effortless. 7. The equity of the body, feeling young. It's not about a lack of wrinkles or a specific aesthetic. It is about biological reserve. Think of biological reserve as your emergency fund. It is the amount of stress, lack of sleep, or physical demand your body can handle before it hits a systemic failure. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck with their energy. One bad night of sleep or one stressful week at the office bankrupts them for a month. The 1% understand that you must build biological equity. You do this by increasing your VO2 max, optimizing your mitochondrial density, and maintaining high insulin sensitivity. When your reserve is high, you can work 14 hours on a critical project and wake up the next day at 90% capacity. This is the ultimate competitive advantage. 8. Decryption, not suppression. Most wellness influencers tell you to fight your body. They give you more stimulants, more hacks, more pressure. They treat your body like a slave that needs to be whipped into submission. Human code is different. We believe that your body is the most sophisticated piece of technology in the known universe. It doesn't need to be punished. It needs to be deciphered. When you understand the language of your glucose spikes, the code of your circadian rhythm, and the mechanics of your mitochondrial health, the struggle ends. You stop fighting your biology and start working with it. We translate the latest breakthroughs in neuroscience, longevity, and biohacking into executable protocols. We don't believe in miracles. We believe in optimization. If you have felt that silent request from your body, a plea for pause, for clarity, for a different way to operate, you have found your destination. We are not here to scream at you to work harder, okay? We are here to show you how to work smarter from the cellular level up. Your body is not broken, okay? It is waiting for you to learn the code. 9. Executing the protocol. In our next session, we begin the deconstruction of the most critical system of all, the sleep architecture. We will move beyond getting 8 hours. We will analyze the sleep stages REM versus deep and how to trigger a nightly brainwash that restores your cognitive peak. We will look at why your current environment is jamming your sleep signals and how to build a sanctuary for recovery. Leave a comment below with one word: ready, if you are done with safe mode and ready for a full system reboot. Like this video if you value science over hype, and subscribe to lead the 1%. The code is biological. The mastery is yours.